Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Marco Casale. This lecture is entitled The Lyricist Toolbox. It is part of the Complete Worship Songwriter's Handbook and supports Chapter 3, A Guide to Lyric Craft. This handbook was written for my capstone project for my master's degree in worship studies songwriting at Liberty University. The objectives for this lecture are to discuss tools used for creating song lyrics that help the church to sing. We will examine several lyricist tools such as rhymes, rhyme types, how words can rhyme with each other. We will investigate rhyming patterns used in songs to either bring stability between lines or instability in tension. We will discuss other tools such as alliteration, assonance, and consonance to help words flow within a line. Next, we will view the wonders of metaphors and similes to describe the vivid language to help to the story of the song. Lastly, we will provide concluding advice on how to help words to flow smoothly in our lyrics and allow our congregation to sing praises to the Lord. Lyrics can be poetic, but they are not necessarily poetry. Take, for example, the lyric from Gloria in Excelsis Deo. It is a beautiful lyric, but it isn't a poem. Interesting side note, the Gloria is known as a melisma when there is more than one note on a syllable. Poetic is considered gracefully expressive, romantically beautiful, elevated, or uplifting. As worship songwriters, we want our lyrics to be poetic. We can write with a poetic effect. This type of writing contains imagination, rhythmic, or metaphorical qualities. It has the intensity usually associated with poetry. It is a good goal, but worship songwriters need to be careful to not lose clarity for the sake of poetic. It isn't enough just to rhyme our lyric endings. The words should sound good when sustained. This helps the singer to sound good. It's important to understand how to use vowels and consonants well. Pure vowel sounds such as a, e, o, and u resonate and feel better than short vowel sounds such as cat, pet, sit, look, and much. Consonants play different roles. Some are softer, like F, H, L, V, W, Y, Z, and S. Tonal consonants like M, N, and G almost act like vowels. And finally, the plosive consonants B, C, H, D, G, J, K, P, T are short, but we can't speak English without them. There are two types of rhymes, perfect or pure, and imperfect or near, but neither is better. An example of a pure rhyme is love with words like dove, above, glove, and shove. Not exactly the best choices for a worship song or or they might be overused choices. So you might have better choices by using imperfect rhymes. Words like enough, trust, us, run, cover, of, and up are examples of imperfect rhymes um, uh, for for uh, for this. Another might be king. I've got majesty, glory, and holy. So the ing all, the ending of those words all rhyme with ing. Rhyme schemes are the blueprints of poetry and songwriting. They describe the pattern of rhymes at the end of each line, using letters to track which lines match. If two lines end with the same sound, they get the same letter. If a line introduces a new sound, it gets a new letter. So common rhyming patterns, we have the AABB, or couplets. This is a straightforward rhythmic pattern often found in children's rhymes, marches, or high energy songs. It creates a sense of quick resolution because the happens immediately in the next line. The ABAB alternate rhyme pattern. This is one of the most classic structures in English verse. It feels more balanced and open than AABB Because the reader has to wait a line for the rhyme to complete. So I have an example song here. Of course, everyone probably knows Amazing Grace, right? Amazing Grace is an example of an A-B rhyming pattern, right? So the first verse of Amazing Grace is a perfect example of this pattern, specifically using slant or near rhymes, which are common in hymns and folk music. So we have Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. The word sound is our A. That saved a wretch like me. That's our B. I once was lost, but now am found. Found rhymes with sound, so it's another A. Was blind, but now I see. So that's a B. So me and C rhyme, and they're actually perfect rhymes. Why does this work? So line A and three, excuse me, line one and three are A's. Sound and found are perfect rhymes. Line two and four, B, me and C are perfect rhymes as well. By alternating the rhymes, the verse creates a question and answer feel. The first line sets a prompt, the second line drifts away, the third line brings back the familiar sound of the first, and the fourth line provides the final click of resolution. Assonance is the agreement of vowel sounds. A good example is heaven and presence. Consonance is the agreement of closing consonants of two words with different vowels such as bright and sweet. Right, they end with that sound. Slanted rhymes have both beginning and ending consonants which match, but their vowels are different, such as sail and soul and love and leave. Right, the consonants match, but the vowels are different in these words. Alliteration is when a lyric has two or more words or syllables starting with the same sound. An example worship song is in The Goodness of God by Brian and Jen Johnson. The title itself uses alliteration. In the chorus, they sing, I will sing of the goodness of God, which uses the word goodness and God to create a certain flow. Also, one of my original songs, May My Words, I'm using alliterations in the title and the chorus, May My Words. I'm also using both a metaphor and an alliteration in my verse that starts with love left his throne. Love is a metaphor for Jesus, and love left is an alliteration. Another original song, Faith Mover, uses uses alliteration in the chorus with Lord, let me be a faith mover. Lord, let is repeated throughout the chorus, which helps the words to flow. Similes and metaphors are literary tools that can help make our lyrics more vivid. Similes are a comparison between two items using words like and as. For example, your word is like a lamp to my feet and like a bridge over troubled waters. A simile keeps the focus on the subject and doesn't transfer the subject into something else, like a metaphor. If a song lyric shares that my heart is like an open book, it helps the listener understand that my feelings are easily seen and exposed, but my heart is not literally an open book. You might be familiar with the song As the Deer, which starts off with a simile, as the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. This is a comparison to how my soul longs after the Lord, to how a deer thirsts for water. It paints a picture of earnest desire. I wrote a song called Safe Harbor, and in the chorus I share, like a sail on the sea, and like a ship lost at sea. To paint the picture of a sailboat or a ship on the sea as a comparison to myself and how I was feeling storms or challenges in my life coming down on me. Metaphors are direct statements of identity, such as the Lord is my shepherd. Aristotle stated the ability to see one thing as another is the only true creative human act. This gives argument to the value of using metaphors in song lyrics. A metaphor can help reveal some third thing that ideas share in common. The Lord is my shepherd compares Jesus to a shepherd. who watches over his sheep, protects them, corrects them, and rescues them when they are lost. Some questions can help songwriters to develop metaphors, such as what characteristics does my idea have? And what else has those characteristics? My song Living Water has a few metaphors as well, such as Lord, you are the living water, and Lord, you are the bread of life. Revisiting my song, Safe Harbor, the chorus ends with a prayer asking the Lord to draw me into your safe harbor. The safe harbor is a metaphor of resting in the peace that only Jesus can provide. And going back to living water, those are metaphors of who Jesus is. He is the living water, he's the bread of life. Song titles as Living Water and Safe Harbor are song titles that are metaphors for the Lord. So, what makes a good lyric? Well, the following are recommended guidelines. Lyrics should contain words that roll easily off the tongue. A primary goal is to find words that resonate and make the voice sound good. Singers will know if lyrics are good if the words feel good when they sing. A songwriter should use just the right words and strive to be concise. Lastly, song lyrics should fit the feeling of the overall message or story. In conclusion, we have examined several tools in the lyricist's toolbox from rhyming devices, alliterations, metaphors, and similes. In short, worship songwriters should use the lyricist toolbox to share the gospel through song lyrics. Thank you so much for listening to this lecture of mine. And some of my references come from Paul Balash's um, and Jimmy and Carol Owens' book called God Songs and Pat Patterson's book called Writing Better Lyrics.